I love the space that I live in for its proximity to everything. Like how fast I can get to the airport, or get to the city from here. Even being off the A train, because I take boat bus to DC, which leaves from 34th. So all my destinations to get out of New York are right on the same line as the place I need to get into New York. And most importantly, like the layout of this apartment, I'm a person who don't really believe in living beyond my means. And I'm gone out of the country like 6 months out of the year. So I had a decision from in DC where I lived and had my own place to come into New York. Like, right, I'm gonna move up here, I'm gonna get my own place, I'm gonna pay some insane amount of money and not be there 6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So it made sense to me to get, roommates in New York. And I'm fortunate to have amazing roommates here. And I'm a great roommate to live with because I'm not here. You know what I'm saying? And the layout of my spot is dope because
Wonderful.
my room, as soon as you come in, I got my kitchen and bathroom right there. So, I mean, they honestly complain because I never go into the rest of the house.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But we're going to now. You know what I mean? But yeah, as soon as you come through the door, like, that's me right there, boom, boom, boom. So I kind of just like stay in this area. You know what I mean? But yeah, real fortunate to live in a beautiful place, Because from what I hear and from what I see, people live in shoe boxes in New York, So I'm real fortunate to the first place I managed to move into when I moved to New York, be an amazing place. Because I've heard horror stories of lots of people who move up here and it takes them forever to find that right apartment, you know what I mean? Right roommates and right apartment. I got lucky with both,
Nice.
This is where my industry is. My artistry can be anywhere, but my industry is here. And as an American, I got the choice. I can go to LA or New York. Most other countries in the world, if they come from any other place outside of that metropolis, they got to move to one city. If you're in France and you want to make it, you're moving to Paris. If you're in England and you want to make it, you're moving to London. You know what I'm saying? If you're in Japan and you want to make it, you're moving to Tokyo. If you're in Germany and you want to make it, you're moving to Berlin. If you're in Sweden and you want to make it, you're moving to Stockholm. They have one city. So who am I to complain that I have to keep it in Washington, D.C. when we've already been fortunate enough to have two cities to move to aspire for greatness, So that's something that just really clicked and I understood, and I said, it's time for me to go ahead and bite that bullet and move and be closer and be in closer proximity to my industry. New York's the most European city we have, and home couldn't compete anymore as far as the stimulation that I needed that fueled my artistry. The exhibitions, the live shows, the just insane things that go on in this city because this is where people flock to. Those are the things that really inspire me, and that's what I get from here, Mello Music, it's an interesting label to a lot of people. To most people, they feel as though it came out of nowhere when it was really there all along. It's just people were ready to hear it because it was consolidated all under one roof. And what I mean by that is, myself and Mike Toll, we wanted to create something where artists could flourish in a market that said that you couldn't sell records anymore. We wanted to create something special where we based the label around producers instead of around songwriters and lyricists, because that way you could increase the output of records in a year, because a producer can make more records in a year than a lyricist can. Apollo Brown can produce a record for, The Left, and a record for Hassan Mackey, and a record for OC. And they could essentially come out in the same year because they're three different records, just the producer's the same. But what happens is you start to package things and people want to collect them, and they associate the records back to the producer, and it allows us to build confidence with our fan base. And that's something I think special that we did at Mello Music. And we also learned how to really be direct to our fans, to let them know that we run a very transparent business, that what they put in is what they get out of it. And we've done well for ourselves as a result of keeping, the numbers low, keeping the budgets low, keeping the output high, but not letting the quality of the music suffer as a result of that.
People are always curious about like my studio setup, and I'm always like, or lack thereof, you know what I mean? Like, this is it right here. This is my studio setup, and it's honestly pretty much identical when I'm on the road. I tour a lot, so I had to downsize my setup in order to keep my productivity strong when I'm on the road. I couldn't have something that was really big and I was dependent on being in one place for. So, it's really based around my MacBook, you know what I'm saying? My inbox interface, real simple. I got 2 G drives. This is the travel one and this is the one that stay home. So when I'm on the road, I pop that one out, I keep it moving, I make everything. When I come home, I back it up to that one. When that one get full, I just get another one, I put that one away in storage. And that's pretty much it. I do all my vocals right here in this room. That mic goes right there. You know what I'm saying? I pull the mic out, I record right here, I mix everything here, I make all my beats in Pro Tools, I do all my recording in Pro Tools. Every once in a while I use my MIDI keyboard, but I'm very used to clicking and dragging to make notes. And as I said, this is my setup on the road. Like, when I travel, in this book bag right here, the laptop go in, the external goes in, the interface goes in, the headphones go in, the mic goes in. I always got to get a stand from wherever I'm at. And then I got these traveling monitors that I travel with, these Genelix right here. I travel with these. And then I set that up in the hotel room, wherever I'm at, and I get back to work. So it's pretty much the same setup everywhere I go, I love a studio like anybody else, but for me, it's just not really conducive for what I do. And I don't like being on the road and not being able to create, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it, And the biggest thing in my arsenal, I guess the biggest thing in my studio is inspiration. And inspiration doesn't come from in this room. It comes from out there. And whether that be here or Berlin or Amsterdam or Melbourne or wherever, it's that ability to step outside of my element, soak up what I'm getting from that city and that vibe, and then coming back, putting the headphones on and being creative.
Depending on if my minute's longer than 15, I might say a verse and then end the song on a big screen. Picture that from a small town with big dreams. From flying coats to buying coats, I'm in between. I'm not a star. Somebody lied, I ride the subway as a cop. I'm getting back.
What's up, guys?
Chillin'. What's up? No. What's good with you, homie?
Chilling. You want me to explain what I'm doing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I'm doing this joint for Out the Box TV, and I just wanted to show them like some actual shit that we actually do. And one of the things that I've learned to do over time is to work using the internet with things like Skype and Dropbox, so that we can continue to work with each other and do sessions without having to be dependent on being in the same place at the same time. So this allows us to be creative, still somewhat get that relationship of being in the same room, being able to laugh, joke, and bounce ideas off of one another without me having to take time to go down there or Ralph Real having to take time to come up here. And that's my good homie, the Unknown, dope MC, dope producer from Washington, D.C. His stuff is serious too. And yeah, I got a track on my solo album that I need a lead synth on. And Ralph Real is the man. He plays everything, and he always is my go-to guy who plays everything on my tracks whenever I need additional instrumentation. And right now, I need a lead synth to kind of go at the end of a track. And Ralph is going to put that lead synth down. I think we should stay away from that joint because we use it a lot.
I love this track, yeah.
Yeah, you know that joint.
Yeah. Hey! Yo, you gotta get hyped when you in the studio. I just want to let everybody know on camera right now. If you ain't hyped in the studio, you don't believe it's real.
Alright.
hold it. Maybe. Hi, it's me again. And me again.
Maybe I've been drinking, maybe I've been smoking, maybe I've been thinking, maybe we're just broken, maybe we can fix it, maybe we're just hopeless, maybe we need romance, maybe we should hold it, maybe.
I see myself doing music for a very, very long time. In what capacity is what will probably change. The more and more work I do with Mello Music on the business side of things, I'm starting to carve out how I can have a more permanent position within music. Be sure that you check out all the future releases coming out by yours truly on Mello Music, you know what I mean? Check out the new Diamond District album, which will drop sometime in the fall 2012, titled March on Washington. But even sooner than that, you know what I mean, my solo album, People Hear What They See, which is being wrapped up in the next 2 days. That'll come out in the spring. And I definitely will be dropping another instrumental album at some point this year, and a ton of other projects on Mello Music Group. And we'll be touring constantly, so catch us in a city near you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing, straight out of Washington, D.C., repping 1/3 of the Diamond District. It's your man, Oddisee, and you already know what it is. I'm on Out the Box TV. Tune in.